If the fence rests, let's lay it down. Gonna dig deep, wave that verdict round. The defense rests, time to analyze. With the evidence, we'll unveil the crime. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests.
Nothing? Morning! Good morning, my lovelies. I apologise. I do apologise. I didn't realise how deep I'd gotten into a rabbit hole. No makeup, no hair done, in my pyjamas. Doesn't get any more real than that. All right. So, welcome to the Defence Rests. I'm your hostess with the not mostess. And I have had to shuffle a few things around. So, we're going to cover Ty's hearing tonight, or today for you. Good morning, sweethearts. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Welcome in. Yes, I don't know if anyone saw Steve's stream last night, but we're going to, he's given me permission to have a look, to use his footage. So we're going to go through the entire hearing. And I went in because I didn't really understand the actual depth of the actual deal that he has taken and the significance, basically. So when I listened to Steve's explanation of the entire trial, of the hearing, and the importance and significance that it had, I then wanted to know what these things meant. So then, of course, I went and looked up all of the definitions and sentencing and yeah. So I wanted to make sure I had everything right, and I'm giving you the correct information on what is actually going on and what the plea actually entails and how significant it is. Apparently, it's pretty much the state admitting that he is innocent. In a nutshell, they could not, apart from a dismissal, they could not say that any clearer, because the plea that he has arranged is unheard of, just about, and I want to explain why. So, at the top of the chat, you will see, I know you girls have been there, but this is for the replay crew. The top of chat there is pinned a merch site. So what is basically happening, any merchandise sold through the merch store on this site between now and the end of the year, I'm donating 100% of the profits directly to Ty. So please get on in there and have a look. There is a few samples of some of the bumper stickers and stuff on the screen you can have a look at. And there is a heap of stuff on there involving Ty as well. So, but you're welcome to purchase anything. It does not matter what it is, but those profits will go directly to Ty. And I will show receipts. All right. So, what are we saying? What am I missing here in chat? Yes, it is. Well, it's morning. Yes, it's 1 o'clock. Though they can't give the 7 years back. No, they can't. So we yeah, I don't know where he goes from here. I'm assuming that, well, the actual plea that he has taken does not restrict him at all from talking about any of it because he didn't plead guilty. So you can't make profits from a crime, but there was no guilt assigned. So he can tell his story. He can also take out civil suits on, and I think he has already started that process on a number of them. And I think that is the main reason why the state didn't actually go for a straight dismissal, because that would instantly allow him to take civil action against them. So, right. So, with that, I'm going to start the Steve's stream, and I'm going to try and explain as we go because I've got all the definitions. What do I? I'll play it and then I'll go through all the definitions. All right. And if you have any questions, say just put a pink hand in chat, and I'll stop. All right. Let's do it, shall we? Add it to shape. Oh, edit stage might help, Jody. And that's the one I want. There we go. And let me know if.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So this was the first bit that Steve released the other day, but he's actually got the first part of the hearing. Oh, well, happy Thanksgiving! Happy Thanksgiving! Actually, I think I made a thing for that. Where'd it go?
Oh, no, where's it? Ain't been that long. Thank you. And I'll talk to David later. I'll hit him up on the tablet. Let him know what's going on.
All right, Mr. Tucker, your fingerprints are signed. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Take me to the restroom, make sure they got your paper here. There's a restroom right around the corner, if you want to take them in, please go.
Okay. Talk to you later.
It's over.
Yep, it's over.
I'll call
Yay.
you.
7 years, it's over.
All right, everybody. So that is a clip. We have the full hearing here that we're going to be playing in a little bit, but that was the moment that Ty Tucker walked out of a courtroom, a free man, sort of. So I have some updates for you on where he's at, what's going on. He is not yet free, believe it or not. He is free, but he's not free, okay, because of where he's at.
This is yesterday. So I believe that there'll be updates today. I have not touched base with Steve yet today. Good morning, Blooders Mum. Hello. Welcome, welcome. That's what I was just doing then. I was where is it? Videos. I know where I saved it. I think I know where I saved it anyway. There we go. STTT. Oh, come on. That's where I saved it. Yeah. The fudge. Come on. Show in file. Oh, you're an idiot, Jody. Absolute douchebag. What can I say? Cancel that. Present that. Video. Yes. That. I want that. I don't like it when I go punch into it. You don't like it at all. There it is. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, there we go. All that for that. All that for that. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. Oh, you go. Okay, no worries, sweetheart. No problem. Yay. 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 Absolutely. Yep. Very excited. All right. Let's get back to listening to this.
Where he was being housed at, apparently apparently the Department of Corrections has to take custody of him, and then they're going to transport him. They're having to transport him basically to I guess it's the center where they would have processed him into prison. This is what we're being told. And then he will then be allowed to leave. He will then be released from there. I believe that is, it's up near Tallahassee. No, Megan, I am not. So he is not yet free. You're not going to find him on the jail website because he's in transit. No one's been able to talk to him as of yet, which is why we haven't heard from him. It's why he hasn't popped up on Facebook. But he is he basically had to be turned over to the Department of Corrections for processing. And then he had to be taken to the mainland facility where he will then be processed out and released. So he's got a little bit more time. Hopefully he'll be out by Thanksgiving, I would imagine. And when he is, we're going to hear from him. Rest assured of that. But I want to we're going to watch the hearing. Then I'm going to kind of give you guys some background on what's going on. So buckle up. Let me see. I want to get this in here. I literally, just as I was going live, I wasn't sure I was going to have the hearing, but I have it. So give me a moment. I have not watched it yet, so I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So you're going to be watching it with me live as all right. So let's go over here. Wait a minute. Let's leave studio mode. There we go. All right. Hopefully I haven't. There it is. Okay. Here we are. All right. I had to get caught up in there. So here it is, guys. This is the hearing yesterday. It is 5 minutes and 34 seconds long. It's not long. You've already seen like 2 minutes of it. So here is the hearing where
that, my friends, is how long it takes to free an innocent man. 5 minutes, 30 seconds.
everything took place.
Yes.
Sir, do you also understand that pursuant to Florida Statute 775.082, that because you are receiving a prison sentence, if you were to commit a qualifying offense in the state of Florida as listed under 775.082, within 3 years of your release from Florida State Prison, that you could be classified as a prison releasee reoffender?
Yes.
All right. Are you being forced, threatened, coerced, intimidated, or made to enter into this agreement against your own free will?
Can you all hear that okay? I haven't seen any complaints, so I'm assuming yes.
Yes.
You understand that you have the right, I assume you do, you've already exercised these rights. You have the right to a jury trial of legal representation. You have the right to present defenses. You have the right to testify. But you are giving up those rights by entering this no contest plea to count one of the amended information.
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Tucker, do you agree that the state could present evidence that, if that evidence were to be believed, would establish a factual basis to count one of the amended information?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Tucker, I find that you are alert and intelligent. You freely and voluntarily waive your rights. A factual basis exists, and the court will accept your plea. Does the state wish to make any statement at this time?
No, sir.
Mr. Tucker, do you wish to say anything?
No, sir.
All right. Sir, I'm going to go ahead and sentence you now in case number 2017 CF 841CK.
I should know that number off by heart. I've searched it so many times.
Is it up here?
All right, now, Watch Judge Morgan's face, because he actually realizes as he's reading through it the significance of this plea. Just watch.
Mr. Tucker, your score sheet shows
93.5
93.5 points. So,
Remember that.
first, do you agree?
Yes, sir.
This means that this is a downward departure.
Yes, sir.
This is a
Hear that?
downward departure based on a legitimate uncoerced plea.
A downward departure based on a legitimate, uncoerced plea. In other words, he went from 5 charges to one, and not the worst one, with nothing in return. Like, he reduced it from 5 to 1, and they're felony charges. Like, they're not little charges, they're felonies. Okay, he didn't have to produce any evidence. He turned up at court. There was no victim impact statements. Nothing at all.
I will make these notes on the score sheet.
I'll explain it all. I've got it all down.
All right, Mr. Tucker, you're going
Unexplained.
to your bargain. I'm going to go ahead and sentence you in case number 2017 CF
814 CK.
What is your announcement related to all counts in the amended information and to the singular count of the indictment?
Singular.
No cross all the other counts in the information and request, on the indictment, I think I have to request,
Dismissal.
dismissal or vacation or something along those lines.
It's one of those two words, and I will grant your request. Mr. Tucker, to the singular remaining count, which is robbery with a deadly weapon while masked.
So that's the only charge that they kept on the indictment, was the robbery with a deadly weapon charge while masked.
In violation of Florida Statute 812.1.
So the unaliving stuff, the really serious stuff, poof, gone. Just like that. Wonder why. Perhaps because he's innocent.
1-3, you're hereby adjudicated guilty. You're sentenced to 910 days in Florida State Prison.
That where it says your sentence is you've been found guilty. That is just basically standard court terminology. It's what the judge has to say. It's not a guilty verdict as such. He is not pleading guilty. He's pleading no contest. So he is basically saying that he does not admit guilt, but he's saying that there could be enough evidence or circumstantial evidence there that a jury of his peers could potentially find him guilty of that charge if it went to trial. And it's not going to trial. So it's done. It's finished. So he is not pleading guilty, and it is not a guilty charge.
Prison with credit for 910 days. There's $865 of court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, $40 cost of investigation to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. There's a $50 public defender application fee. There's $8,533 of prisoner transportation costs. All of the
$8,533 of prisoner transportation costs. That's what it cost them to bring him from the airport back down to Florida.
those monetary amounts.
I've got the bill.
Will be reduced to civil judgment liens. Sir, you have 30 days to appeal. If you
That's
cannot
right.
appeal in 30 days, you give up your right to appeal. So if you cannot afford an attorney to take an appeal.
What do you mean, Judge? I can just leave? What? No probation, no community service, no. Oh, really? I can just go? No sentencing assessments? No? Really? Okay.
Someone may be appointed for you.
Judge Moore, one final thing, the defendant had asked us about returning this property.
Oh, and by the way, I want my shit back as well.
Let the court
No problem, Mr. Tucker. You can have your shit back.
minutes to reflect that there's a stipulated motion to return the property of the defendant, so the case is now closed.
Yay.
Taking 30 days for appeal, so I'm gonna grant that request, just let the court minutes reflect that. So sometimes if you go to property, they either want a court order or court minutes that reflect that the property can be returned. Again, the state has stipulated that the case is closed. Mr. Tucker's property can and shall be returned to them. Mr.
Oh, that's
Tucker,
very nice of you,
we'll
Judge.
Sign this right now. And
Oh,
perhaps
you
we
sign
can
it right
give
now
to
for
the
me?
Transportation deputy. I mean,
That's so cool.
so it'll be uploaded momentarily.
Oh, that's nice of you. Yeah. There's that look. You deserve that look. Fuck you, Morgan. Look. Take that, you prick. Yay!
So it's over.
Huh?
It's over.
Yep, it's over. As far as I know.
How you feel?
Pretty good.
We have fingerprints.
I'm gonna get ready.
Call me later. Call me later.
Well, yeah, I can't call you later, but yeah.
You're getting out today.
Well, no, not today. I won't be getting out today because they have to wait for a number from Tallahassee. But as soon as they get that, then I'll be released.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you. I'm a little late. Thank you. Mr.
Oh,
Tucker.
this way. Wait, okay, sorry.
So this footage was taken by a reporter that was given permission to film the hearing. It's the only footage from the hearing. That's it. It's only taken on an iPhone and given to Steve's contact. So there is no other footage anywhere. Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So
Whoa.
that
What?
is the hearing. That's and we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. I'm going to explain some things to you guys about what was going on. So as you can see there, that was his statement. But later, that reporter went to the jail, got in contact with officials, and that's where we're getting the information from in regards to the fact that it ended up being that they were going to require him to go through prison transport and get transported to the mainland. And I guess the ruling was that they were not going to allow him to just be released from the
detention center,
from the jail there. And under your scars, I'm sorry there. I pulled the microphone far away from me. I don't know how the quality's coming through, but it doesn't. My software doesn't allow me to turn it down or up. It's supposed to auto control it. As far as the audio is concerned. So all I can do is try to push the microphone away so it's not coming in so close. But essentially, this is a good day. This is a good day for Ty Tucker. Mo Freedom, I don't know what you're talking about. He's not self-absorbed.
Stupid fuck. Sorry. I'll bring this screen up and you can see the comment that this idiot made. Not impressed, but that's all right. Steve gives it back.
He's an individual. If you found yourself in the situation that he found himself in, you may have a little bit of an attitude as well when it comes to the authorities down in Key West. I think as we're going to go through here, well, unfortunately on that one, under your scars, I'm limited on that because that was filmed on an iPhone inside the courtroom. So yeah, the audio is not going to be great on that at all. It's just the way it came through. And again, I literally got that. It was uploaded to me when I was going through starting when the other video was playing. So that was hot off the press. No one, not even that the other individual, the individual that sent that to me, he hadn't even seen it yet. He just heard I was going live. He finally got it from his contact down there and sent it over to me. So that was the first time anyone other than that reporter or anyone that was in the courtroom has seen what happened or occurred or heard that statement from Ty. I didn't even know Ty was going to make that statement at the end. I was just getting the briefing from that reporter. So that's allegedly what's going on. Like I said, so that's why Ty right now, he's free, but he's not free. So he's still somewhere. He's not listed. If you go down to the Monroe County Jail, he's not listed on the jail register. My understanding is like I said, he's in some form of transit today. Maybe he'll get out later today, or it might be tomorrow, but he should be out very, very, very soon, because currently right now he's not serving any time because he had no time left to serve. It's just a matter of procedurally getting him through the procedures of getting him properly released. So with that said, I want to jump over to the Monroe County Clerk's office to kind of explain the plea Ty took, explain what happened here, explain why this was a great move and why this is a huge victory for Ty. Well, Christine, all of that will be done, I think, when Ty gets out. I think the best way to do a fundraiser for Ty is, I'm sure Ty will help Ty get things set up, and we'll make sure that it's an easy fundraiser so that wherever money's being donated, it's going directly to Ty.
I'll be sending
and there's no intermediaries or anything like that. Now that he's out of jail, that can be absolutely done.
Feel free to share it.
And we can definitely work on that. So I think that will be something that we can put together once we get a handle on where Ty is, what's going on, all of that stuff. All right, so let me share my screen here. All right, so what you should see behind me right now or next to me is the Monroe County Clerk's office. So there's been a lot of controversy here because everyone is looking at the disposition that says adjudicated guilty. What he did here and what happened with this plea is he entered what's called a no contest plea. Heard it now. What you didn't see or hear happen is normally when someone pleads guilty, the judge will require as a basis to accept the plea, it will require that the defendant make a statement to the court explaining what he did and explaining the basis for the guilty plea. On Ty's side, he needed to be able to still be in a position that if he wanted to pursue these things, he wasn't giving up any rights to do that. Because when you plead no contest, or that it's still a contested matter as to his guilt, and it would still allow him to raise any and all issues in regards to saying that he was wrongfully accused, etc. Now, in the spirit of what happens in court, he's adjudicated guilty. He's obviously not given credit for taking responsibility. And in this case, he was sentenced to 910 days. Now, the 910 days represents his incarceration time in jail. It does not represent his time that he spent out on home confinement. So that's why, that's why it's only the 910 days. Reality is this man spent over 7 years almost, I guess like 7.5 years fighting this and dealing with this. It's actually kind of, I think it's kind of unique when you look at this and you look at the dates. I want you to look at his arrest date, 11/17/2017. And you look at the date, 11/26/2024. It's been 7 years exactly. By a few days. Saying that 7 years ago, he was sitting in Monroe County Jail right now. 7 years ago, he was beginning this fight. 7 years ago, Lauren Junet was talking to him on the phone and starting this whole thing. And now 7 years later, he's finally, going to be able to begin the steps in the process of putting this behind him, if he can ever do that, because it's a traumatic event when you spend 7 years fighting for your life. So amazing, right? But but the nice part about this plea is obviously there's been some people out there that have come forward and said, oh, he pled guilty. He did not plead guilty. Okay. He did not plead guilty at all. In fact, I think it's very telling if they believe this. Look, John Travis Johnson had to be a snitch in order to get the same plea that Ty Tucker got. So if that tells you anything about this plea and what it means for Ty and what it means about his innocence, it's right there. You don't get this plea. You don't get what he just got. Okay. Ever. It's unheard of. He was charged with a capital offense and he just got time served for doing nothing but showing up. Okay. This is the loudest admission possible, besides them dismissing the charges, which they would not be willing to do because they know Ty Tucker has pending civil actions against him. This is such a loud rebuke of the charges that it doesn't get louder, guys. It doesn't get louder. They had this man locked up in jail, no lawyer, willing to go to court, willing to throw this thing against him. And these guys, they got a conscience in the end. They knew. Remember, Alvarez, the way this all came about is Alvarez and Mansfield came to Ty Tucker, my understanding is in the heat of the night, and begged him to take this deal.
Nothing.
Begged him to take this deal because they did not.
Prawn crackers. I've been running around like a headless chook today.
Not want to be responsible for locking up an innocent man. That is what happened in this case. And I'm sure Ty Tucker will tell that story, or maybe he won't tell that story. I don't know what he would feel comfortable, but that's what I'm being told occurred. In the middle of the night, he was taken out of his cell and they begged him to take this plea. Thank you, Under Your Scars. Thank you for your generosity. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So anyone who thinks that this is in any way indicative of any guilt, this is farthest from the truth. In fact, it's almost, in my opinion, better than if they just dismissed, because it's so unheard of, right? If they would have dismissed it, they would have just said, okay, there's a problem with the case. It's unheard of that someone who they just took to trial in January, who they claim they have all this evidence about, that they just allowed him to enter a plea to 910 days time served, no victim impact statements, nobody shows up. It's done in a 5-minute hearing. I want you to think about all the hearings you've heard. They did a downward departure in this case, okay? And for those of you that have been watching this channel, on Friday, we watched a hearing, a mitigation hearing. There is a mitigation hearing that is normally required. Did you hear the judge where he said this is a downward departure? Yes, it was a downward departure, Judge. This is unheard of. There was no cooperation. There was nothing. There was nothing but Ty Tucker showing up. And that's why Mansfield and Alvarez knew this. So hats off to those gentlemen for doing that. Now, what they put him through, but hats off to them finally doing what they should have done a long time ago and figuring out how to resolve this case. And they are the ones that got this done because they knew in their heart that Ty Tucker, as much as they disliked dealing with him in court, they knew he was innocent. They know this is the right thing. They know, like we all know. They know. That's why I spent hours trying to prepare videos and things, because I know Ty Tucker is innocent of the charges that they had him on. And he pled no contest to robbery, but he is absolutely, well, that's correct. They say uncoerced, but it was coerced in a sense that they just did not want to have to go through what they were going to have to go through. And they were, and again, like, if they ultimately would have been successful in January, I mean, God, can you imagine? Can you imagine that unmitigated disaster if they would have been successful in January? All we could say is obviously the higher powers knew what was really going on in this case. It didn't allow this to happen. But what they've allowed for now is they have allowed for Ty Tucker to be in a position to go out and speak about this. Remember, Young Thug did something similar in his case. So this is in no way a bad move. This is a great move. This is absolutely what needs to be done. Now let's go unsealed his plea agreement, but it will be coming. It's got a little clock on it. Normally it takes a little while. I think some of these things take like 48 hours or 72 days, or they may just wait till he's completely released to do it. But this is the minute.
Right, I'm going to pause it there because oh. So you girls both vape as well. Christine, don't start smoking. It's bad for you. I wish I'd never ever started. But yeah, I get mine come in it's like a pen, and that bit you just buy the refill. So it's a pod. That's all you do. And what are you stressed about? This is good. This is the part where you're supposed to be happy. He's out. He's free. The stressful bit's over. The good bit's here now. All right. So this is the why is it only showing that much of the page? Oh, stop. Hide. Oh. Stop. Oh my God. I won't get off the screen. Hide. I can't get off the screen. Stupid. Oh, it's because it's over there, Jody, you dickhead. Oh, God. Okay. So this is oops. Let me see if I can remove this. Make it bigger. Don't think I can. No. All right. Well, that's the document that the court minutes that Ty signed. I'm sure I made a big there. Okay, I did. So this, I took a picture of the top part of that picture so that you could read it. So basically, you can see it says defendant charged with battery with a deadly weapon while masked on count 1, count 2, aggravated assault with deadly weapon while masked, count 3, battery while masked, count 4, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon whilst masked, and count 5, tampering with witness. Okay. Hello. Good morning, Mr. Udahef. You might be able to help me here. Help me explain what's going on. Yes, happy Thanksgiving to you all. All right, so we're going through the significance of this deal, Udahef, because it's almost unheard of. So basically, they have reduced those 5 charges down to 1. All right, so he has pled as charged to count 1, and that was the robbery with a deadly weapon, which he pled no contest to. Okay, so that means that he is not accepting guilt on that, but he is saying that if it went to trial, you could possibly find me guilty on the circumstantial evidence that you have. You could possibly find me guilty of that charge. All right, they dropped all the other ones. They're felonies. Gone. Disappeared. Right? So he had a score of 93.5, and that apparently is like it's criminal sentencing score. So the higher the felony charges, the higher the score. and that score then relates to the sentencing. Does that make sense? Me too, Cindy. All right. So then you think about it. Robbery with a deadly weapon whilst wearing a mask. Hang on, let me go further. So he pled no contest to that. The penalties for robbery with a firearm, with a deadly weapon in Florida are, it's a first-degree felony, punishable by up to life imprisonment and a $10,000 fine. And what did Ty get? 910 days time served. No fines, no sanctions, no community service, no parole, nothing. So the felony levels in Florida, obviously, is 1 to 5, and they vary in, but obviously the higher you go, the longer the sentence, pretty much. Self-explanatory. Don't know why I even put that in there. Now, I was trying to understand what this downward departure is. So the definition is the totality of the circumstances calls for a downward departure if you only had minimal participation in the criminal conduct, then you may be eligible for a 4-level decrease. I don't really know what a 4-level decrease is. If you were a minor participant in the illegal activity, you might qualify for a 2-level reduction. In other cases, you may be eligible for a 3-level decrease. Well, he had 4 of the 5 charges disappear. So a downward departure. Do you know anything about what the levels of decrease for the downward departure are, Udahef? Oh, okay. Well, he didn't. He pled no contest, and it was only to that one charge. There is no guilty plea at all. Yes, that's right. Yes, correct. That's why this is an amazing deal. Amazing. It's unheard of. So you can get a lighter sentence, because when the judge actually, if you watch that hearing, the judge was surprised when he saw, oh, this is an uncoerced plea deal. It's a downward departure. Ooh. Yeah. So normally, it's something that you have to trade off, like what he said with John Travis Johnson. So John Travis Johnson basically had to testify and say that Ty did what he did to get his time served plea deal. Ty didn't have to give up anything, nothing. He wasn't a snitch, wasn't anything. So yeah, for a felony sentence, he got 910 days time served with no parole, no probation, no community, nothing. And not only that. Oh, okay. So I just was going through what the charges that he had are aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So aggravated assault is a felony, and the penalties for that depend on, obviously, the amount, the harm or injury done or the threat involved. And then the battery carries, is additional. It carries other penalties and charges, and up to a year in jail and fines of between $500 and $2,500. Felony penalties may apply if the offender has prior convictions, which Ty does. So the aggravated assault, which is one of the charges they dropped, can result in a stiff felony penalty of 10, 15, or even 20 years in prison. They dropped that charge. Plus fines of 5,000 to 20,000. Gone. They dropped it all. They dropped the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge, battery while masked charge, and the aggravated battery with a deadly weapon while masked, and the tampering with a witness charge. All gone. So basically, I was just trying to explain the levels of felonies. So you've got your capital felonies, and the sentencings attributed to them. Capital felony is like first-degree murder, and it generally carries the heaviest weight. And there is the death penalty available in Florida too, I believe. So then you go down to life felony. But I can't even speak today. Life felonies. So that would be something like kidnapping a child under 13 or SA causing injury. And then you've got first-degree felonies, which can be up to 30 years in prison, $10,000 fine. Second-degree felonies, up to 15 years imprisonment, and up to $10,000 fines, and third-degree felonies, up to 5 years and a $5,000 fine. So they've given up a lot to drop all of those. So in Florida, that sentencing score they use to assign, the score you get is used to assign your sentencing. So the score Ty got was 93.5. Now, the scoring system, Florida judges using the scoring system to determine the appropriate sentence for felony crimes. The scoring system is known as a Florida Criminal Punishment Code. Here's how it works. Non-prison sanctions are given to scores under 44 points. Prison sentences are given for scores of 44 points or higher. The Criminal Punishment Code assigns points to each offence based on the seriousness of the crime and the offender's criminal record. So Ty got a score of 93.5. So that would have definitely had prison time associated to it. It was nearly double what 44. Now this is from the Monroe County Clerk's Office. So there is a total there of $9,588, which they've essentially wiped. They have made it a civil something, I can't remember what it was, which means that if Ty ever goes back to Florida, they could possibly hit him up for the charges, but generally it won't be followed up. So that's wiped as well, nearly 10 grand. Now, this is what Steve was just talking about. See the little red envelope there, the sentencing guidelines score sheet? They have not released that yet. My tip is because they don't really want you to know how bad it was. Yeah, because the deal was too good to be true, pretty much, in my opinion. And yeah, apparently it is like a groundbreaking deal. All right, now that we understand what all that means, we can listen to the rest of it. And I can stop talking and fumbling with my tongue.
Minutes, I'm going to switch over to it. We're going to
You
explain
want
what
to
you
talk
see
about
here.
food?
So for those of you, if anyone out there is looking at this confused, we're going to break this down about as easy as we can so everyone understands. What this says
Well, no,
is that he had 5.
they waived the fines. They waived it. And the time served was 910 days. for a felony charge. Who gets that? No, no probation, no parole, nothing. Yep. It's unprecedented, apparently.
Charges, and they null prossed 5 charges. That means they fully dismissed 5 charges. Okay. 4 charges. They null prossed 4 charges, and he entered a nolo contendere plea. Okay. A nolo contendere plea. I want you to look at this.
Not saying that word.
There's guilt, and then there's nolo contendere, no contest. Guilt, admit, nolo contendere, no contest. There's bond, there's treated, speedy trial fact. There's nowhere on here that is anything else. There's not guilty. There's guilty. There's nolo contendere, or otherwise known as no contest. It is not a guilty plea. Okay, he is maintaining his innocence completely and fully, and not have to make a factual basis for the plea. He did not have to say anything in court.
No. 5
So
minutes.
it was
5 minutes it took them to do that. Now, Alvarez and Mansfield had, this is what the source is telling us, on at least 2 occasions had gone in to the jail in the middle of the night and dragged Ty out of his cell and pretty much begged him to take this deal. Begged him. Because they didn't want to be seen to be dickheads when it went back to trial. They've obviously realised that they didn't have enough. And for the actual fact that a pro se defendant got a mistrial on his own is a feat unto itself as well. It's he got an absolutely, the only deal better would have been a dismissal, complete dismissal. That's it. And that would have opened them straight up to civil suit. So yeah, this was the next best thing. And yeah, the old ribeye. Yes, that is the best cut. I'm getting a bit chilly, I'm telling you. Right. All right, let's keep going. Ugh. Yes, it is. Do you get it with the bone or without the bone? Oh, where am I? Play, Jody.
now obviously that's still a no contest when it comes into court documents and records. Now, what happens though is once he pleads no contest, he essentially says, I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting the state. And the reason why I'm not fighting the state is because they're letting me out of jail. Okay? And if you need evidence, that's what is shown here. He's adjudicated guilty. They dismissed 2, 3, 4, and 5. He's sentenced to 910 days state prison. He gets credit for 910 days. And normally you would not get the computer back. You would not get your phone back. He gets all of his property back that was confiscated from him in both arrests. So he will be getting all of that back. All right. And then on top of that, all of the monies are being, instead of them being cash, him having to go pay, they're just being converted to a lien. Meaning, if he ever tries to own property or do anything in the state of Florida, they could try to come after him for it. But otherwise, they're not going to make it as part of a condition of probation. I mean, this is significant stuff. This plea is unheard of. Okay. No one gets a plea like this. No one gets a plea like this if you're guilty of something. Okay?
They could not have said you're innocent any better than this, except for an acquittal. Simple as that.
If they think you're guilty of something, you don't get a plea like this.
Nope.
And I think they knew already. Exactly right. He did well getting the miss. Listen, Ty Tucker absolutely did an amazing job. This guy's a hero down there. Okay. As you probably heard of some, remember, he was talking about the fact that he was helping other people pro se. He was helping other people to do these exact same things. This is a tremendous victory.
Ooh.
This is amazing. And he did an amazing job. He's got a lot to be proud of. He's got a lot to be proud of.
Mm.
And hats off to Ty Tucker. I'm glad this is behind him. You know, it's a shame that this couldn't have been worked out sooner. I think, unfortunately, I think they were offering a version of this, but I think one of the reasons some of you may say, well, didn't you hear? Well, yes, they were offering a version of this, but back when they were offering this after the trial, he had to go on probation for like 5 years. Remember, Travis Johnson, okay, he's on probation right now. He's got 5 years probation.
Jocks.
This is unheard of. He is walking free, no supervised release,
Mm-hmm.
no probation. He is a genuine, besides the felony on his record, he has full freedoms of any other citizen out there. He can do whatever he wants, as long as it's obviously within the law. I mean, there's no bigger victory than what you've just seen here. No bigger victory than this for a citizen. For a citizen.
Maybe I should start up a cooking channel. You're all making me hungry. Stop it. What's a sous vide? Sous vide. So a sous vide is what you cook it really slow to almost temp and then sear it high for the crust. Yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but yeah, but no. It's got to be brown inside, no pink. Yum. Stop it. You're making me hungry. No, I like my steak charcoal pretty much. I like it dead, not alive. It's a strip show. Sous vide. Sous vide? Sous vide. That sounds Swedish. Oh, another thing, whilst I'm on that. So, I was planning, yeah, pretty much. Yep. I was going to do this Baker Boys trial, but I have managed to secure a special guest on the next podcast who was heavily involved in the Zachariah Anderson case and did a great deal of fundraising and is a massive supporter of his innocence. This will interest you to have. And hey, Tan, I know you like it medium rare. Blech. Gross. Blech. No, thank you. So yes, the podcast I've managed to secure. I don't know if you've heard of him. Oh, you guys would have heard of him, surely. Because I've got a couple of snippets from him. Where is it? Come down here. Back. Where is it? Oh, don't tell me I deleted them. Oh, fuck, I did. Ah, I did. How did I do that? Oh, anyway, so is anyone even listening to me? I want to be listening. I'll just sit here and go blah 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 bushes. Yes, me too, Trissy. I'm with you. I order a burger rare, it'll come out medium rare. Yeah. Check your what? Yes, we are, Jody. That's what she said. Oh dear, dear me. Hang on. Un momento, per favore. Keep on chatting amongst yourself about steak. Oh, and don't forget to do the poll. I just need to. What have you sent me, Tanya? Looking, can't find anything. Nope, 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 nope. Can't see anything, Tan. Go to a different screen and have a look at that. Maybe it's on there. Nope, nothing there. Email it to me or text it though. Right, so I have managed to secure another YouTube content creator in Sweden, Nicholas Starrow. I'm sure you've all heard of him. Let me see if I can find. And Nicholas, who has agreed to come on to the next podcast, knows Zachariah Anderson's brother, Solomon, who has been invited to join the podcast as well. Tad exciting? A little bit? So we are going to, because I haven't seen the Zachariah Anderson trial, so that's next up on the list. That's what we're going to watch, because he apparently is innocent as well, and hasn't been as lucky as Ty. Oh, really? Really? You're talking about Zachariah Anderson? Because everyone else that I've spoken to have been like, no, he's innocent. Wow. All right, let me bring it up. I will, hang on. I'll just, this is Nick Starrow. So head on over and give him a like and a sub. Let me share this screen. You'll know when you see him. All right, he's been covering the YSL trial for 167 days ever. And he did the Jodi Arias as well, but he has been heavily involved in the Zachariah Anderson, and he's been fundraising a shit ton for him, apparently. Now, when I first started this channel, I clipped some of his sayings to use, and they were hysterical. He looks like he's a Viking Santa. So that's who is coming on with us, and we'll get a hopefully Solomon is free, and we'll get his brother's opinion on the case as well. So it'll give us another perspective. So let me get on to Zachariah, because I know nothing about this case. I know it was fairly big. There is a snippet that we can watch. Oh, Crime Circus has picked it up. All right, let's see. Lead prosecutor removed from court. Well, I suppose you all know. No, let's go back up here. Okay. This is a little news snippet.
Mary, this
Unmute the site. Make it bigger. Let's have a look.
homicide trial had
Look.
high
I'll boost that. That's very low.
drama today, and for much of it, the district attorney wasn't even allowed inside the courtroom.
Here, I'm going to ask you to remove him from this case. He is now a witness who needs to be out of the room and sequestered.
Zachariah Anderson's attorney calling for Kenosha County DA Michael Gravely to recuse himself.
Judge, I want to indicate what a stunt I believe this is.
The courtroom
Oh,
drama
where have I
is
seen
connected
him
to
before?
witness Nureida Macias. She was supposed to meet Rosalio Gutierrez May 17, 2020. The day prosecutors believe Zachariah Anderson killed Gutierrez in a jealous rage. Tuesday, the defense said Gravely made himself a witness by questioning Macias in 2020, when part of her story started to change.
I don't know what we're discussing that was not discussed a couple of weeks ago before this court.
Well, what we're discussing is the only stunt here is Mr. Gravely misrepresenting to this court what actually happened. The fact is that he went out and met with this witness months before trial, didn't tell us anything about it.
The judge asked Gravely to leave the courtroom during this testimony. Issues with this same witness led to the 2022 mistrial.
This is a perilous area. I don't want to get any closer to the edge than I have to.
Turns out Macias arrived at the wrong apartment building that night.
Previously, you told law enforcement that you were in front of Mr. Gutierrez's apartment, correct?
Yes.
And then it's only after you met with the district attorney, Michael Gravely, that you are now saying you were in a different location.
The state says her testimony is key to the timeline, showing how quick the bloody attack could have unfolded.
So after 8:25 p.m. when he texts you, I understand, do you hear anything further from Mr. Gutierrez Jr.? No. To this day, have you ever heard anything further from Mr. Gutierrez? No.
After that long key witness testimony, District Attorney Gravely returned to the courtroom and the day went on. The jury also heard today from a police detective and a former colleague of Rosalio Gutierrez. Court will resume tomorrow at 9 a.m.
So he's been he's on trial for murder, is it? Oh, here's the opening statement.
There is blood
Whoa.
on the fan. There's blood on the ceiling in multiple rooms of this apartment. There is pooled and seeped blood into the carpet in the living room on the floor area, and seeped blood, a significant quantity of seeped blood on the couch that is the primary couch in that living room. And in the middle of the area by the couch, there is a missing area where there's blood surrounding it, but then there's a rectangled off area that has no blood whatsoever. It's pristine, which certainly suggests to anybody who looks at it that an area rug, a medium sort of size area rug, was there when significant bleeding happened and is now missing from that apartment. There are little splinters of wood on the couch that are also there, interspersed in the blood and interspersed in hair that is located, strands of hair located on that couch as well. Law enforcement tests several locations at various places. You'll hear where they tested. Each time they tested and they found that it was blood, each of those times the blood came from one individual, and that was Rosalio Gutierrez.
Wow.
You will hear that the blood is sprayed, meaning there was impact in multiple locations.
No body.
And multiple different times.
Yeah, well,
Based on
I'm glad you said that
where
because
the
that's
blood
next
is
up.
located and how the blood presents or looks when law enforcement is present. Remember, present 2 days, about a day and a half after the event. Again, that area rug.
Nick Starrow, that's right. He was going on, apparently they assumed that the body was rolled up in the rug and carried out to a car of some sort, if I remember correctly. And they were going on about, I remember watching one of his episodes. They were going on about the weight and height of the victim and the weight and the height of the defendant and his ability to carry that out. And then Nick Starrow actually just recently went on holiday to the US because he's from Sweden, and he went and stayed with various other YouTube creators as well. And I think he went to stay with Viking Valhalla at one point, and they were going to actually reconstruct the because Nicholas Starrow resembled the same or very similar height and weight to the victim. So they were going to recreate the scene and try and carry him out in a rug. So, yeah. So you reckon he was able to carry that? They found the victim's splatter DNA in Zach's van. Okay. Wow. There you go. There you go. Well, it definitely sounds interesting to me.
You'll hear.
Do you like my bumper sticker examples on the screen? They're all for sale in the merch shop. Monroe County, where the prosecution's case has more holes than Mansfield's belt. Yep.
That you might hear some testimony about something called arterial spray, where there's a finer, misty place there too. So
my favorite.
Some of what you might hear is blunt.
My favorite is the Mass versus Key West, Massachusetts versus Key West, where a single letter makes all the difference. Oh, look who just popped in. Hello. Oh, hang on. I've got to create a spot for you. I need another camera spot. Hang on. Add item. Camera slot. There we go. Let me move up there. Let me move you into there. Ta-da! How are you, my sweet?
Hello, my love.
Hello. How far art thou?
Thanksgiving in the US, so happy Thanksgiving.
And to you too, my darling, and to you. Are you having a lovely meal?
I see your cat.
Just stepped all over the bloody.
I am. I'm not having a meal, no, because it's just me. So I'm just chilling out, and I'm going to try
Aw.
to stream all day for people that are alone on Thanksgiving. So
you not got kids, or?
My son is grown and moved out last year, so he's doing his own thing today, but he's coming home for Christmas, so I got that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm not too pushy for Thanksgiving. As long as I see him on Christmas, I'm happy. And he lives 6 hours away, so.
Oh, okay. I was just
Amazon
saying
guys here. Wow, Amazon is delivering on Thanksgiving. Okay.
Is it a public holiday today? Is it?
I don't know. I guess. Oh, Tressa, happy Thanksgiving to you, Tony. Hey, Uda.
We're just going through Ty's the hearing and his plea deal. How amazing it is, and how unheard of.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
This was awesome.
And I have Nicholas Starrow has agreed to come on to the podcast. Next podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
and talk about the Zachariah Anderson case, and he's invited Solomon, his brother, as well.
I have a surprise for you.
Oh.
I had an awesome discussion with Karen Reed's new lawyer.
Oh, the new one, the new attorney.
The new attorney. I just happened to find his website, and it had his phone number on it. So I was like, I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be bold. And I texted him, and I was like, hey, would you be willing to come on my YouTube channel and talk about everything going on? And he was like, there's very little I can say, but sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I have a friend, the defense rest. Can she come on too? And he was like, sure. So, so we're going to do that together. How about that?
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So he's going to text me tomorrow after Thanksgiving, and we're going to set that up together.
Woohoo! Have you done the Zachariah Anderson case?
No, but I've really been watching it.
You've watched it?
Been looking into it.
Well,
yeah.
that's the next one I'm about to do, because I've known nothing about it, and I thought I best watch that before.
Well, it's, a lot of publicity. So
yeah, and it seems that it's very divided as to innocence and guilt in this one as well. So
it's very on the fence.
But it'd be good to hear from his brother.
What do you think?
I have not watched any of it. I've just basically told everyone that that's the next trial we're going to watch, and I was just putting on the opening statements to see what it's about, because I didn't even know. I know, know nothing. I know his name.
I'm thinking guilty, but that it's so early. It's so early too.
Edahef thinks that he was guilty for sure, but then there are so many people out there that think he was innocent. So I don't know. We shall.
We all want to think people are innocent just because we want to see the greater good in people.
So the jury was divided about it, were they? Oh, it wasn't. Okay, sorry, missed that. See what an apostrophe can do.
That's very true. That's very
Same as
true.
the one word, the Massachusetts versus Key West. Did you see my bumper sticker? Where a single letter makes all the difference.
Oh, an
Reed
apostrophe.
versus Reed.
Gosh, but just ask Joe Biden. It makes all the difference.
Well, it makes a difference. Your old channel, we covered it. Oh, okay, cool.
That's neat.
Because it's not that old, is it, the case? Some of us know man is born and this stuff is what? And please explain. don't understand. Oh, excuse me.
I have to run. I'm going live in 15 minutes, but I just wanted to pop in and say hey and say happy Thanksgiving and that I love y'all.
What's on your stream? What are you streaming?
All funny stuff. I want to keep it light and happy and
excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. There you go. Anyone wants to head over there, because I'll be signing off shortly. You can pop on over to Mandy and have a look.
I plan on streaming for like 4 or 5 hours. I want people to have somewhere to go on Thanksgiving if you're alone, like me on Thanksgiving.
Cool. I did this. Here you go. Yay!
I'm gonna order a pizza in a little bit, and we're just gonna chill out together and have Thanksgiving together. You know what I mean?
Lovely.
All right, bye, dear.
All right, darling.
I'm thankful for you today.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So some of it. Oh no, that's what. I don't expect to see the good in people. I don't look and assume they are innocent like angels. Okay. If you ever want to see, my old channel was called Twisted Sisters. Well, you have the power of the wrench, and the wrench allows one to post links in chat, and only wrenches can do so. So feel free. Unfortunately, the lead person running. Oh, bugger. I thought it was you. Oops. Cool. Well, chuck it in chat, doll. Chuck it in chat. Have a look. You found one with 2 subs. And some cartoon character. All right. We watch a little bit more of this opening statements, and then I've got to finish off. We haven't even watched the end of the hearing. How long have we got there? All right, we better do that, because that's pretty much what I came on here for. And we can do the opening statements tomorrow. How's that? All right. And play.
Be able to negotiate a plea like this is unheard of. It's unbelievable. No lawyers. Okay, remember what John Travis Johnson said. He had to pay a lawyer good money to negotiate the plea he got. Ty Tucker did this alone. No lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. He did it himself. So that is the loudest possible proclamation of his innocence that could be made. And I think that's probably, if I had to guess, I would bet that if they were trying to sell this plea to him, maybe something like that was spoken to him, because it's just unheard of. It's absolutely unheard of. So that is the minutes. Now I'm gonna start and make sure it's showing up here. There it is. It is. So we're gonna go down the page here, so you can see where everything that got no prost. The aggravated assault, the homicide, the public orders crimes, all of it. I mean, look at it. He started out with 9 crimes. Now here you can see, this is what I was talking about. It looks like the sentencing guidelines score sheet is sealed. Probably sealed because, as you heard, there was the judge. And again, I'm going to play the sentencing one more time for those of you who did not get to see it. And see if I can get this thing played for us one more time. So these will eventually be unsealed, and rest assured, we'll be going through them. And then you can see the rest of this stuff is all it's closed out. The case is closed. Now, this is not an easy situation for him, because you got to figure this guy's been unable to do anything for 7 years but sit in his house. So he's got to recalibrate. He's lost everything. Remember, when he went in, he was a married man, and now he's divorced. So he's got a lot of things he's got to catch up on. He's got a lot of things he's got to get to work on. And on top of that, he's got civil suits now that he's going to be focusing on that are going to be moving forward. So,
all right. This is what he's talking about. So this is the case right here. Closed. Just like that. Closed. So if you go on to there, status closed, felony, time served, robbery with a firearm, felony first degree, no contest. Okay, not guilty. They're all the charges that they dropped, and it's still got the red, but they've sealed it. I think as part of the downward departure laws or something like that, I think judges are actually required to seal it. I think the channel's been taken down. Oh, okay. Oh, bugger. Oh, that's a shame. So, yeah, it's all done and dusted. $9,500 disappeared, gone. So, yeah, that's done and dusted. Oop. And I lost Steve. Where'd it go? That one. And share. Okay.
He probably will be in Florida again at some point. I mean, obviously for him, I doubt he wants to be down in Key West. But the good news is in civil cases, a lot of times he can get his appearance waived. He can have his attorneys there. Now, if they were to go to trial, he would have to come into town. But I have a feeling that maybe this is a situation that the state of Florida wants to just move on from. And that there could be some settlements happening or something like that. Potentially, I don't know. But we'll see how all that plays out. But I can imagine we don't want him down there in Key West. If I'm sure he doesn't want to be down in Key West because again, remember, there's people down there that don't like him. There's people down there that are not going to be happy that he got this deal. There's people down there that are not going to like the things he's going to bring up in that civil suit. So it's not going to necessarily be at the safest place for someone like Ty Tucker, whom people are, who he's fighting the system down there. Now, it bodes well that they let him out. It bodes well that they gave him this plea. Like I said, it's a hell of a statement when you look at it and you consider the fact that this guy, like, he did nothing in return for this. I mean, I want that to settle in. He pled guilty or worked out a plea bargain on the most serious possible charges you could have in the state of Florida that could, in some cases, even amount to death penalty. And this man did not have to testify against anyone. He didn't have to give up anyone. He didn't have to cooperate with anyone. He didn't have to do anything but show up in court and say, I'm agreeing not to fight on the robbery charge. And they said, okay. And I'm maintaining my innocence on the robbery charge, Judge. And the judge said, okay. Not only did the judge say okay, but the judge, as you're going to hear again when we replay this, which we're going to replay this here in just a moment before we end the stream, the judge says, my God, this is a downward departure. Holy cow. And lo and behold, what is sealed? But his prison sheet, the score sheet. Why is it? Because this is unheard of. What just went down is unheard of. Unheard of. No probation, no supervised release, nothing. He just walked out of court as if he was adjudicated not guilty. This is the same as a not guilty verdict without having to go to trial, without the state of Florida having to right away, without Ty Tucker making a showing of proof, open themselves up to problems in civil court, where if they just openly dismissed his case, it would be essentially, it would look bad. It would look very, very bad. So this is unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. It's a huge day for Ty Tucker. All of you who supported Ty Tucker, all of you who supported my channel, watch these videos. Listen, nobody hasn't been harder to generate support for, to get people behind him, because he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that backstory that everybody attaches to, like with Karen Reed.
He's got a Y chromosome and an E instead of an A. Yep.
With Karen Reed, she's got hundreds of thousands of millions of followers.
It was a different plea deal, way different. Yeah. And he wasn't prepared to plead guilty. He basically said, I'm not pleading to anything that I didn't do. So yeah, that was the initial plea deal that he turned down, yeah.
But because she was an educated lady up in Massachusetts who they believe she was wrongfully accused, and everybody just gravitated to her. She comes from her background, everything about her.
As far as I'm concerned, there is no difference between Karen Reid's trial and Ty Tucker's, their cases. They've both been wrongfully accused. They're both corruption right up to the district attorney, and the only difference is that he's a male and has, a criminal history, and she is an attractive female with money. And I don't begrudge her, don't get me wrong. She deserves the support. Absolutely 100%. But surely Ty deserves a little bit as well. And that's pretty much what I'm trying to do.
Tucker is a homeless guy, educated guy, but a homeless guy who was involved in drug use and had his own vices and problems potentially down there. At least that's what the backstory was. And the police decided to do some shady shit. And guess what? The world left him behind, except for one person, Lauren Janae. This is a big day for her too.
Yep.
She should be very proud because she set this in motion, because if she wouldn't have been there from day one, if she wouldn't have provided him with the resources to fight originally, he would have never gotten to this day. Okay. Without her, and I know they split up and they have their problems, but without her, he would have never made it to where he did. And amazing lady there, amazing what she did, amazing for believing in him. And she helped him get here. And although, of course, obviously they're not, maybe they will appear at some point together, but this is a huge day. So she deserves all the credit in the world for what she did, for the resources she expended, the money that she expended. She spent thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million, millions possibly, on legal defense. She fought herself. She got sued herself. And Ty, he got sued. Oh, she's recovering from surgery. I'm sorry to hear that. I got to send out a condolence on that, or not condolence, but just to, get well soon. And congratulations, because this is a huge day of celebration for her. It should be, at least. Because she without, like I said, without that intervention, and again, all that's happening 7 years ago right now. They're getting in contact with each other. They're having phone conversations. She's wondering what the hell, because she knows who Ty Tucker is, and she says, this doesn't sound like the Ty Tucker I know. So amazing. So this is a great day. This is a fantastic day. This is a fantastic day for everyone who supported this man. And again, Ty will be out, and Ty will talk, and Ty will have conversations, and you're here from him. But for right now, he's obviously going absolutely P-Lola's mom. And there's a lot of people that have disputed that fact, but it's very true. And that's the point. Yes, any of us could find ourselves in that situation. Any of us have made decisions or been around people at times or places. And it was just a matter of just, hey, we got lucky. We walked away from it. Oh, good. I'm glad, because I remember her talking about that a while back when we were in communication, and she said she had shoulder problems. So I'm glad she got that taken care of. That's awesome. It's good. Just, this, like I said, just amazing situation. Amazing day for justice, even though it would have been better for not guilty, even though it would have been better for an outright dismissal. That's not the justice system we live in. But what this is working out the best outcome that you could. This is Ty Tucker doing an amazing job without a law degree, without any training, and he got himself here. Hats off to the man. He did a hell of a job. And as somebody who's been around that process, I know more than I know more than anyone else how difficult it is to get an outcome like this, and appreciate it because of what I've seen in the history of my dad and the history around the legal system. And it's unheard of.
Watch this.
My dad.
One last time. Just listen to the judge.
Sir, do you also understand that pursuant to Florida Statute 775.082, that because you are receiving a prison sentence, if you were to commit a qualifying offense in the state of Florida as listed under 775-082 within 3 years of your release from Florida State Prison, that you could be classified as a prison releasee reoffender.
Yes.
All right. Are you being forced, threatened, coerced, intimidated, or made to enter into this agreement against your own free will?
Coerced?
You understand that you have the right. I assume you do. You already exercised these rights. You have the right to a jury trial of legal representation. You have the right to present defenses. You have the right to testify. But you are giving up those rights by entering this no contest plea to count one of the amended information.
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Tucker, do you agree that the state could present evidence that, if that evidence were to be believed, would establish a factual basis to count one of the amended information?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Tucker, I find that you are alert and intelligent. You freely and voluntarily waived your rights. A factual basis exists, and the court will accept your plea. Does the state wish to make any statement at this time? Mr. Tucker, do you wish to say anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to go ahead and sentence you now in case number 2017 CF 841CK. Do you have a score sheet? Is it up here?
Give to the court.
Mr. Tucker, your score sheet shows 93.5 points. So, first, do you agree?
Yes, sir.
This means that this is a downward departure.
Yes, sir.
This is a downward
Hear the-
departure based on.
Hear the surprise in his voice? Oh, so this is a downward departure. A downward departure based on a non-coerced plea deal.
a legitimate uncoerced plea.
And there it is, folks. You just heard that. Now, I understand some of you may come back and say, he just said he agrees. That is a standard agreement that says he's not contesting when he agreed and said that the state of Florida can prove their case. He's agreeing that, yes, they have the evidence. He has to do that they have the evidence, that they presented it. And in this case, he's just saying, yeah, they could make a factual showing because John Travis Johnson would be the one that would say he did this. Okay. But like I said, the reality of this thing is, okay, that's so amazing is right here. He just looked at that. He said, you're 93.5 points. This is a downward departure. And what is the basis for it? An uncoerced plea? That's the basis for a downward departure? Really? An uncoerced plea? Because I think Spencer Pearson put an uncoerced plea into the court. Did he get a downward departure? No. Not only did he not get a downward departure, they racked him up to life without parole. So it's pretty clear here what an amazing, insane deal this is that Ty Tucker has worked out himself. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Well, absolutely, Megan. Yes, a pre-sentence investigation will be done. Listen, the fact that this was done in this way with such serious charges, and he was given 910 days, time served, and allowed to walk out, is the loudest possible way that the state of Florida could have said this man is innocent.
Yep.
Anyone who thinks differently, I don't know where the disconnect is. This is unheard of. This is crazy. Now, they get to fall back and say, well, he just acknowledged in court we could prove it. Well, he didn't. He said you might be able to prove it. He did not say he did it. He just said they can make a showing of proof that possibly could have shown that he did this. Okay. And, you know, but it's not, he did not have to say he did it. He did not have to give a factual representation of what it was. And then, interestingly enough, like I said, the greatest showing of what this is and what this means is in the fact of what you just heard there from the judge when he says, this is a downward departure. You know what? Let's just we're gonna wind that back a few minutes, a few seconds. Here it is.
This is a downward departure based on a legitimate uncoerced plea. I will make these notes on the.
See, they're laughing. They're laughing. Have a look at them.
All right, I want you to look right there. Look at that. All right, let me see if I can zoom in here. I don't think it'll let me. I want you to look at that scene that you see right there. Okay? That scene is telling. Yes, that was the moment that the judge was saying the part about the downward departure in an uncoerced plea. Because these two guys realize what a sweetheart deal this is. These two guys right here, that's Alvarez, that's Mansfield. They are looking at each other like they're laughing because they're like, this is unheard of. This is crazy. The judge is actually having to state in court that the basis for a downward departure, mitigation of sentence of this magnitude is an uncoerced plea. And at the moment they say uncoerced plea, there they are laughing right there because they know this is anything but an uncoerced plea. I mean, they revoked his bond. They threw him in jail. They practically withheld any and all pleadings from him, made it almost impossible for him to defend himself, and then came to him and said, well, Ty, with this circumstances, do you really want to retry again? They lied to the jury. They misrepresented things to the jury and lied about the knife, lied about the police interrogation. And there you have it, guys. That's the epitome of everything right there. That sums everything up. That's right. That's right. Pencils, Megan Bassenbacher. You're right. Pencils. No pencils. Nothing but pencils. They gave him mini golf pencils in order to try to conduct his defense with. And there you have it. At the moment this judge said uncoerced plea, that was the reaction of the district attorneys. Screenshot that, put that up, throw that everywhere, put that everywhere, because there it is. There it is. Uncoerced plea.
I can hear nothing in the background.
I mean, nothing more telling. Nothing more telling than that.
Or Mr. Tucker, you're going to get the benefit of your bargain. I'm going to go ahead and sentence you in case number 2017 CF
841 CK.
State, what is your announcement related to all counts in the amended information and to the singular count of the indictment?
Because we're going to null cross all the other counts in the information and request on the indictment. I think I have to request dismissal or vacation or something along those lines.
It's one of those two words, and I will grant your request. Mr. Tucker, to the singular remaining count, which is robbery with a deadly weapon while masked in violation of Florida Statute 812.13, you're hereby adjudicated guilty. You're sentenced to 910 days in Florida State Prison.
You need a baby. Yeah, me too. Oh, mine's gone. You need to watch Monty Python Life of Brian. Where's the fetus going to gestate? In a box. And a donut. I'm with you. I'm too old for that shit now, though.
Credit for 910 days. There's $865 of court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, $40 cost of investigation to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. There's a $50 public defender out.
See what? Nice. Round it up.
Yes, I'll do that right now.
How you doing, Glenn?
So it's over.
Huh?
It's over.
Yep, it's over. As far as I know.
How you feel?
Pretty good.
Not good to do.
I'm gonna get ready. Call me later. Call me later.
Well, yeah, I can't call you later, but yeah.
You're getting out today.
Well, no, not today. I won't be getting out today because they have to wait for a number from Tallahassee. But as soon as they get that, then I'll be released.
Okay. Thank you, Uncle. Thank you.
We'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Oh, this way.
Good job. Good job. Oh yeah. Every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is good. Yes, very funny. Oh, hello. Oh, righty then. You do have to watch it though, like I'm talking Christ. How old am I? Probably 30 years ago. Yeah, you have to partake in a bit of Mary Jane and watch it. It gives you a whole new perspective on Monty Python. Alrighty. Well, there you go. There you have it. So, yeah, correct. That's the one. Monty Python's way better in every way. All of them. So there you go. Hopefully, I've just emailed Steve, so hopefully Ty reaches out to us. If you're watching, Ty, I've sent you an email. I've I sent it to both of his email addresses. One of them came back saying that his inbox was full. No doubt. Haven't checked them for a while, I'm tipping. And he would have had to have reset up his internet providers and all sorts of stuff to get his laptop up and running and his phone back, and hopefully that all happens today. And yeah, he'll reach out and want to have a chat. Hopefully that is hopefully we'll hear from him shortly. And I will bring you that when we do. But in the meantime, we're going to commence tomorrow, if nothing else happens in the meantime, the Zachariah Anderson trial. All right. So it'll be a fresh reaction from me because I haven't seen it either. So I'm looking forward to it. Do you know how many days it ran for, Edhef? How many days of trial footage and what have you? Oh, excuse me. Oh, Lord. One day off and you miss all the good bits. Oh, I'm sorry there wasn't any hotties in this one. There was any chicks at all, was there? I didn't see any. All right, my darlings. May you have... Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. You have yourselves an amazing Thanksgiving. Enjoy. Enjoy your family. Tell your mother that you love them. Tell your children that you love them. And what's yeah, no hotties. We'll find one. We'll find one for you. Have an amazing day. Don't eat too much. Nah, who am I kidding? Pig out. And I shall see you all same time, same place, same bat channel tomorrow. Arrivederci.
Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests. Justice served in an honest fight. True crime tales till the verdict's right. Solving more than just trivial quests, where sentences rule at the defense rests.